Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Mahwash Ajaz and you're watching me on my YouTube channel as usual, and today the film that I'll be talking about is Quaid Azam Zindabad. That's right, it's the latest film offering by Nabeel Qureshi and Fiza Ali Mirza by Filmwala Pictures. They always have such a great track record. So let's talk about whether this film has lived up to its hype and the fact that we've been waiting for this film for a very long time. So let's talk about whether this film was good, bad, the ugly, what's it all about. The film stars Fahad Mustafa and Mahira Khan, two of our very favorite stars, a pairing which we weren't really, hoping to see in the near future, but we finally saw it come together, and definitely worth it to see that. So let's get that off the plate. Then let's talk about what the plot really is. So if you've seen the trailer, you know that the plot is all about a police officer stuck in obviously a corrupt system, but he obviously has succumbed to that system, and that said system has made him what he is. Greed and the desire for worldly things, all of these things are very common themes, and Nabeel Qureshi's films always hold this moralistic, idealistic view of society and humanity. They're always telling you something, they're always trying to teach society, they're trying to use their storytelling to kind of push a larger message for the betterment of humanity, of tolerance, of the country, and kind of believing in yourself, and believing in the way and the reason why this country was made. Then the female heroines in Nabeel's films are always very, very empowered, very strong, very independent. So all of these elements are there in Quaid Azam Zindabad, and I'm sure you must have seen that in the trailer. So recently, the Dubai premiere was held, and I got the chance to attend it, and I got a chance to watch the film. And Mahira, Fahad, and Nabeel and Fiza were also there. They were very happy to share the space with a lot of adoring fans. Now, before I get into the film, I have to tell you that the last Eid offerings weren't really that great and weren't really impressive, and I was kind of very anxious moving into this film, because I thought that if those films have managed to do certain amount of businesses, then does that mean that as an audiences our tastes and our what we require as from the cinema is shifting? Because that's a very worrying trend for me. But thankfully, after watching Quaid Azam Zindabad, my verdict is that there is this massive relief, that I feel that Nabeel obviously hasn't lost his touch, and he still has a very good grasp, he has a very good vision of what he believes cinema to be, and this is his brand of cinema, which has obviously elements of Bollywood, but then also those local flavors, the kind of like jokes we've grown up on, the witty repartee that we're so comfortable with in the way that we talk, and the way that our literature and our media and our television and our films have been portrayed. So all of that is there in Nabeel's films. That is where I am very, very, very relieved actually. The film starts off with Fahad Mustafa's narration. He is a kid, and his father has always taught him to be a good cop. His father was also a cop, and an older Qavi Khan, when we see Fahad Mustafa's character grow up, shares a beautiful bond with his son. There are very few scenes for a lot of great actors, but all of those actors have done a fabulous, fabulous job. So when this young man, Gulab, grows up to be a police officer, he's unapologetic about his corruption. He believes that that is the only way to fight, or to kind of survive, not fight, but survive in a very, very corrupt and a messed up system, and he makes no bones about it. And the way that Fahad portrays Gulab is where the real genius of the character also lies. Fahad has this very boyish and a very simplistic charm to him. He's a man next door, he's your street smart guy, but then also the opening credits and the way that he carries himself makes him a bona fide cinematic hero. And for that, I think Fahad deserves all the applause, and Nabeel deserves all the applause. The way that he makes this character and makes Fahad larger than life on screen is something that we sometimes miss in our cinema, because we really don't turn the hero into a hero. Rather, he becomes just that next guy. But at the same time, you still want to relate to that hero, and that relatability as well as that larger than life persona, Fahad brings that to the screen. Bona fide superstar level behavior that he's got going on the screen as well as off screen. What a wonderful gentleman, great to hang around with, great to talk to, very bright guy. You can see him in all of his, TV shows that he does. He's also bringing all of that great, amazing, energy there. He's like this wonderful TV personality as well for the masses. And I think that there's no shame in admitting that it's not about being highbrow. It's about doing what the masses want you to do and playing to that. And when we look at superstars like Shah Rukh Khan or Dwayne Johnson, they bring the same energy to the table as well. They are what people love, what people want to see. They're lovable, they're kind, they're happy to kind of interact and work on that level. So Fahad brings all of that into Gulab. That's why, despite the fact that this is a corrupt police officer, and yes, in the back of your head, that at some point in time he's going to get reformed, but still, all of that you just kind of keep aside and you look at him as a lovable hero. It's very filmy, it's very slapstick. The whole film kind of takes on a lot of larger than life, larger than whatever you see on the cinema sort of a level. And before the film starts, there's a little statement that Nabeel makes, and I think it's a very important statement. It's a story that we wish to be real. So a lot of the elements, you take it with a pinch of salt. Obviously I know this is not possible, but this is the dream that we have, or that the filmmaker has had, which he wants to share with us. And we kind of know why he wants to have that dream, or why he's having this dream about seeing a certain kind of society. All those great elements, like having band kebab on the street, or about being your mobile being snatched on the streets of Karachi. So all of these great elements are present in Quaid Azam Zindabad. Mahira Khan has splendid chemistry with Fahad Mustafa. I wasn't expecting this level of chemistry, and I wasn't really expecting this kind of character to be working out so great for Mahira, because she's always played a sort of a demure and yet this charming kind of a heroine. But this is a different kind of a firebrand, although she's always been very self-confident in all of her roles. But this is a different spunky firebrand kind of heroine who's making no apologies for who she is, and she's at the center and the heart of the film. She's the soul and the conscience of the film as well. She's carrying the spirit of the film forward. There are some great jokes in there which Mahira and obviously Fahad deliver beautifully. Javed Sheikh is also fantastic with his comedic timing. You have small bits by Salim Miraj and other actors as well. Kabir Khan also has like a very small sort of a role, but it's a very, very impactful role. And as far as the story goes, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I want you guys to go in the cinema, experience it for yourself, enjoy it for yourself, and understand what the story is about and why it's so relevant in today's context. In Pakistan's politics and society and all of those contexts are extremely relevant to what Quaid Azam Zindabad is talking about. The first half of the film has some great songs like Loota Re and Ali Zafar's Dil Kare. Both of them are extremely beautiful songs, wonderfully showcased. They have that beat in the cinema, and especially the Ali Zafar song Dil Kare has this very nostalgic kind of beautiful tone, whereas Asrar's tone reminds you kind of like Afghan Jalebi, but still like so picturized so beautifully in the sense that Mahira looks amazing, despite the fact that I wish that they had kind of expanded on the locations a bit, but still she looks brilliant. She just lights up the screen, she lights up the cinema. She's got this glow about her, and you can't get enough of her. Towards the second half of the film, it gets more serious, it gets more pithy, it gets more dialogue driven. A little bit of climaxes happen at every point in time. Sometimes you wish that it would have taken a bit quicker to reach there, but it definitely kind of has so many punches and so many messages for the people, so many great ideas and pointers and things to think about for you. So I think that's why it kind of makes the second half's seriousness a bit worth it. I really wish that they had added like a satirical song maybe for the second half, but other than that I really have no criticism. I think Pakistani cinema needs Nabeel Qureshi. It deserves Nabeel Qureshi, and I think that he deserves to tell so many more stories. And that's another thing which I also keep talking about, is that if you're good at something, you need to keep doing it, and you definitely should not let a lot of the challenges that do come with trying to achieve excellence stop you. So hats off to the entire team of Quaid Azam Zindabad. This is the film you want to see in the cinemas. Please don't try and pirate it. Please don't try to see it and wait for it to come to the smaller screen, which it eventually will, but don't wait for that. It's being screened across UAE, it's being screened in Pakistan. It's being screened in USA and UK and Australia as well, and the cast and the crew and their production houses have been sharing it where they're screened. So take a moment out and go and watch this film. This is a film you need to see in the cinema, enjoy it in the cinema, and take home with you, take home all the lessons with you, I think. And I definitely got a lot to think about. Fahad Mustafa is a bona fide star. He is leading the industry, without any what's ifs and buts, and definitely so happy to see Pakistani cinema kind of just finding its footing again. So go watch Azam Zindabad. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Take care of yourself. Have a great day. Bye.